Heifer International is a nonprofit organization dedicated to ending hunger and caring for the earth. Heifer gives livestock and training to resource-poor communities around the world. And really the key to our success is the training that we do in the field. The livestock is a tool for community development and bringing the community together so that they can decide how they want to lift themselves up to self-reliance. A green building is important to Heifer because we felt really the need to walk the talk, so to speak. And a lot of the training that we do in the field is around sustainable agriculture techniques. So since we're using that as a basis, we felt we really needed to show some of those issues here in Little Rock.
And we knew that the architecture had to reflect what Heifer is about. So we set out a goal in the beginning to create one of the most sustainable buildings in the United States.
Heifer worked with about 5,000 tons of contaminated soil that's now being cleaned up and being able to be reused as part of an EPA-approved program.
To take land here in Arkansas that's been discarded, that's contaminated, and use that and redevelop it and make it more than it was before. We wanted everybody that works in this building to be equal. So we devised a plan that the building is only about 62 feet wide, and there is ample light from the north and the south because the building stretches east and west. So we're providing a footprint in this building that collects the most natural light possible. We're able to, with light sensors and occupant, to keep an even light at the work surface. And what that does is it cuts down tremendous amount of electricity in the building. We designed a raised floor system in this building, meaning instead of having a ceiling where all the ducts run, they actually run under the floor. When a normal building blows air down from a ceiling, has to force it all, rises back up, uses twice as much energy as a building that allows the air to rise naturally as it heats.
We have external sunshades on the south side of our building, and those sunshades block the extreme summer sun when it's coming in at higher angles. Also, in the winter time, the sun is allowed to come in at the lower angles underneath the sunshades and help naturally warm our building.
As the sun's moving along, it's blocking the sun into that office, but it's also reflecting it on the other side, deep in, and we've used a silver color that takes off the glare but allows the light to transfer deeper into the building. So the heat is kept out of the building as much as possible, but the light is let in.
Water is an important resource around the world, and millions of people do not have access to clean water, and Heifer felt it was really important to tell that story through this building as well, and uses the resources that we have in a sustainable way. So the way that we do that here is we try to recycle and reuse as much water as we can on this site.
Most parking lots are made of asphalt, which are an oil-based product. We did not want to use anything like that on this site. So we researched and found a product called gravel pave, which is actually compacted gravel.
That gravel actually catches any oil or other contaminants that may be leaking from the cars, cleans it up a little bit, and then the water runs through bioswales, which drains into an underground pipe that travels through to our retention pond. We use that for irrigation and for if we need any water on the rest of the site. We have about a 30,000 square foot roof that we use to collect rainwater, and then we drain the water into a 25,000 gallon cistern, and we use that water to flush our toilets and in our heating and cooling system.
One of the guidelines that we wanted to exceed is that 20% of your building materials be recycled. We've actually achieved about 41 of this building coming from recycled materials from other buildings and projects. We're over 70% in materials that can be recycled. That means if this building was ever taken down, 70% of this building could be recycled and used again.
The carpet is made from recycled carpets. All of the cubes, all of the office furniture is made from recycled fabrics.
The bathroom stalls are actually made of sunflower seed. The reception desks, the counters in the bathrooms are all made from crushed glass, and they look like a fine stone, but it's a material that came from coke bottles. The wood in the lobby space on the bridges that bridge the gap through the building is all bamboo wood, which is the fastest growing wood in the world.
The steel used throughout the building is made from 80% recycled steel, so recycled materials.
One of our goals was to get as materials as we could get within 500 miles of the site. Cuts down on gas usage. It promotes the local economy.
We have Delta pine upstairs. We have Arkansas soybeans as insulation. Even the stone on the elevator banks are from Arkansas.
So that was one of the great things about selecting this site, is that we could take advantage and be able to tell that story.
This building serves as a central resource for teaching and learning. We have tours all the time, teaching people about green building techniques and using that as a basis to learn more about sustainable living in general.
We tried to use every square inch of this building, make it meaningful and make it useful. When we were designing the building, we wanted, again, to make it one of the most ecologically friendly buildings in the country. We wanted to say this is a way that you can do it differently. You can save energy. You can promote healthy environment for your employees. You can weave a building into nature in a way that actually enhances your instead of taking away from it.
Heifer is about sustainable living and self-reliance and care in line with that. And I think Heifer is on the edge of that. We're really showing that ending hunger and caring for the earth are deeply connected as a visible sign of that. So we're not only doing the training in the field on sustainable agriculture, and working with communities around the world to end hunger, but we're also caring for the earth, and that's an important part of what we do.